Hello everyone. Tonight I wanted to do my speech on how to make the best, crispiest fried chicken. I wanted to do this in order to correct some common flaws that people make when they're making their fried chicken that makes them think it's a little bit harder to make than it actually is. I'm going to use a recipe that my grandmother taught me when I was a little girl that tends to work pretty well compared to other ways that people have made it. Let's start out with some ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need the egg and milk mixture. You want around 6 cups of milk and 4 eggs. I'm only feeding 2 of us tonight, so I've lessened the ingredients, and I'm using around 3 cups of milk and 2 eggs. Next, you want about 1 pound of meat per 2 people that you're feeding. I'm using around 1 pound tonight, and I'm also using chicken tenders because they tend to cook easier and quicker to feed those hungry bellies. What you want to do is you want to leave your chicken soaking in your milk and egg mixture for around 3 to 4 hours before you start cooking. This makes whatever mixture or anything that you're dipping it into stick much better to the outside of the meat. Which brings us to our next ingredient, crackers. Some people use a flour mixture, but what happens when they put the flour mixture into the oil is the flour mixture actually bubbles up around the chicken and falls off as you're pulling it out. That's why we use crackers. My grandmother used to use the plain crackers. She used to add, a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, a pinch of garlic, whatever she could find in her cupboard. I like to use the Ritz crackers that are seasoned. Mine are actually the everything crackers, but you can buy any other kind. Next, you want around 48 ounces of oil. Normally you would use a Fry Daddy at 300 to 350 degrees, but I don't have one of those, so we're actually just going to put it in a high top saucepan and let it heat up at about medium. Now that I've showed you what you need and how to prep the chicken in the oil, let's cook. We're going to take our chicken from our egg and milk mixture, and we're going to put it in our cracker and press. This is the secret. You need to press the Ritz cracker into the chicken. Most people would take it right now and put it in the oil. We're not gonna. We're gonna put it back in the milk and egg mixture. And back in the crackers. And again, press down firmly to make sure that they stick into the chicken. Now, the next common mistake that people make is they don't allow their oil to heat up before they put their chicken in. What happens then is the chicken and the Ritz crackers soak up the oil, and it's going to be a very greasy dish. So you want to make sure that your oil is properly heated before you start cooking. The next common flaw people make, and this is a painful one, is they don't take enough care when putting their chicken into the oil. It splatters, and third-degree burns hurt. I've been to the hospital for a third-degree burn making fried chicken, and it's not pretty. It's not fun at all, and it hurts a lot. So when you're doing it, make sure you very carefully dip your chicken into the oil, and then if you're experienced, you just want to push it off. I would advise, if you're not experienced, to use a pair of tongs. It would be easier, and you have less of a chance of burning yourself. Since cooking takes 10 to 20 minutes, I've started some pieces a little bit beforehand to show you what the finished product would look like. My daughter's already eaten a few pieces, but here's some. And you can see they're crispy golden brown, and they are very crispy. And it's still stuck to the chicken. It's not falling off like the flour-based mixture would. I've showed you which ingredients you need. I've showed you how to cook your chicken. And that should be about what you need to make a very, very, very crispy fried chicken. Use this recipe when you want to wow and impress people with your cooking skills without telling them how easy it was. And have a good night.